Hi, I'm Chas, and you're watching Chas's Crazy Creations.
I have some super exciting news. I'm teaming up with Mona from Craft Clatch. We are creating Dollar Tree DIYs, and the budget was $10. We could supplement it with items we have in our own home already, but we don't know what each other is making, and I'm super excited to share this with you. So I ran to our local Dollar Tree and I grabbed a few supplies to get started on my projects. So here we go. For this first project, I'm using some battery-operated lights and this artwork from Dollar Tree. I started by turning the piece of artwork over to the back and then put the batteries into the lights and place them onto the back of the artwork. I then hot glued the lights into place where I wanted them to be. Now all I have to do is turn them on, and now I can place this artwork anywhere I want it to be in my home. For this project, I'm using rub-on transfers and the ceramic heart that I found at Dollar Tree. Following the transfer instructions, I peeled the backing off and placed it onto the ceramic heart. Once I had that in place, I went ahead and used a credit card to rub all the transfer onto the ceramic heart. I carefully peeled the back off. This was to make sure that it was definitely transferred. If not, I would have put it back down and rubbed some more. Once it was peeled off, this project was done as well. For this next project, I'm using Dollar Store doily hearts. I started by taking two of the hearts and hot gluing them together. Once I did this, I continued to hot glue the hearts together in a shape that I wanted and then ultimately created a table runner. I can't wait to show you what it looks like on the table. For this project, I'm using a package of Dollar Store wooden hearts. I'll be using Folk Art Ultra Dye, and I covered my hands with gloves to protect them from being stained or dyed, and I poured a little bit of the dye in a container, and then I used a paintbrush to paint it onto the wooden hearts. I went ahead and gave the hearts 2 coats so it would be a nice vibrant color, and then I let them dry completely. Now I love the Ultra Dye because it is water-based, so it cleans out of your brushes nice and easy. I grabbed some folk art stencils that I had, and these are wonderful silk screen stencils, and I peeled the back off and placed them onto each of the hearts. Next, I grabbed my folk art Sign Shop white paint and my squeegee brush. I placed the white paint at the top of each stencil, and then I used my squeegee brush to press down and make sure the paint went through the silk screen. Once all the paint was in place, I peeled up each of the stencils, washed them, and cleaned them for a future use. Now, the dye did come through the white paint, so instead of it being white, it did turn a pink color instead, but I actually like the way it turned out. And then I let all of this dry completely. For this project, I'm using a Dollar Store pillow cover and one of the stencils I had on hand. I opened up the pillow cover and placed a piece of wax paper in the center to help prevent bleed through. I placed the stencil on top and added some stencil tape on the top and the bottom to hold the stencil into place. I'll be using Folk Art Home Decor chalk paint in the color white. I dipped my stencil brush into the white paint and then I offloaded all the excess paint onto my blue tray. If you don't do this step, you could end up with paint going underneath the stencil and causing bleeding. Once I had the stencil brush with paint ready, I tapped the paint up and down onto the fabric and stencil, transferring it onto the pillowcase. Once the entire stencil was completed, I carefully peeled off the stencil to reveal the design, and now I'll let that dry completely. For this next project, I took some painter's tape and put it on a door, then I added a little dab of hot glue, and then I placed a doily on top. This is on my door. This will make it really easy to peel off later and protects my door. I continued this same process onto all of my cabinets. A little bit of painter's tape, a little bit of glue, and then some of those leftover doilies just to decorate my kitchen space. Now that all the projects are done, let's go check them out. So we'll start with the kitchen, where you can see all the extra doilies that I had decorating the kitchen space. And here you'll see my doily table runner. In addition to that, I had some of the extra doilies and I used them as place settings. My light up Paris sign goes nicely by my front door on my little side table that says Paris on it. I hot glued all my wooden hearts to a little kite string and hung this by my mantle. I hung up my little ceramic heart, and I added the pillow to the pillowcase and placed it on our couch. My Valentine's Day DIY total is $9. And I hope this inspires you to create some Valentine's Day DIYs of your own. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel and my blog at chasscrazycreations.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now, hop on over to Mona's at Craft Clatch and see what Valentine's Day DIYs she has for you.